Good morning, friends. I'm just talking into my microphone like this. It's neat. I don't know if I'm like a Darth Vader thing or what. Anyways, look at this. Oh my god, look, I can see it. Look at my, oh wait, fresh shave. Oh, look at that. Oh my god. My tattoos look so sick. Oh, this ring light, I'm telling you, makes everything so lighty, so bright. And I don't talk about my tattoos a whole lot to people. I just don't. Some people will. Some people will go, on and on and on and on and discuss them, and that's great. That's wonderful. Talk about your ink as much as you want, man. It's just, I was doing it when it wasn't even cool to do, like a long time ago. Like you still had to like hide them under t-shirts and not talk about them because, anyways, yeah, so they're just very personal to me, and it's not a conversation I have obviously with my wife, my children, the tattoo artist as we're doing them, those kinds of things. But what does that mean? It means I got a tattoo. Does it hurt? No, not at all, man. It's like licking stick. It's great. Yeah, I'm not a big conversationalist when it comes to my ink, but I love looking at them. And this ring light, man, especially the ones that I can't see every day, it makes them so pretty. I'm like, oh my god, I'm like almost 2 minutes in here and I haven't said a thing. Oh, I'm sorry. Anyways, it's Monday. I'm excited. I'm happy. I'm hoping that this finds you all well and good and healthy and excited for a freaking brand new week. Today I want to talk about men with the men, women with the women. Yeah, that toxic, I can't even believe those words came out of my mouth thing. So, probably in my own experience, the best example of this old archaic adage, men with the men, women with the women, was employed at a recovery center, I'll say, that I attended. And rightfully so. I mean, insurance companies, people, you're paying money to be in this recovery center. You shouldn't be in there trying to pick up, and hook up with people. Like, that's not why we're there. We're there to get sober. And I witnessed people getting sent home because they were sneaking around trying to connect with somebody and, have a relationship. If in my opinion, this is just for whatever it's worth, friends, if you're trying to get sober, trying to find a girlfriend, trying to find a boyfriend, trying to hook up with somebody shouldn't be, on your priority list. Just full stop. You're there to turn your life around. The other stuff will come if you're doing the right things. So, in my own experience as well, recently in the last couple of years, I've learned, and I'm one of those people who's been, my eyes have opened, if you will. I've come around. I've endeavored to do some healing on my own, and I've learned that there's far more to the world around us than just men, women. There's an entire ocean of people that should be and could be and absolutely deserve to be recognized and embraced and loved and cared for. None of that takes away from the idea that in the doors of Alcoholics Anonymous, the idea, or any recovery center, any program of recovery, if you will, again, AA is my own experience. There's something to be said for the reality that I, a married husband and father, have no business trying to connect with a 20-year-old girl brand new in the program. I really don't, right? There are aspects of her humanity that I just don't get. I never will. I'm not built that way. Full stop. Done. That's just a truth. If this person certainly knows me or feels comfortable with me, it behooves me to benefit this person by introducing her to a far more experienced woman in that case that can guide her or protect her. If there's somebody, again, that has some knowledge of me or some comfort level with me coming into the program, and this person has gender issues or gender realities, for lack of a better term, in their life that I cannot relate to or I cannot connect this person with, it behooves me to put this person in touch with somebody who can. There's an entire world that this person lives in that I can't connect to. I don't have that experience. I don't have that comfort level. I don't have that knowledge. If there's a young man who's struggling in his own addictions, I absolutely have 25 years of lived experience as a man, as a husband, as a father, and I can relate to that young man. That's where my ability to connect with that person lives and breathes. And I don't think that it's inappropriate. I don't think that it's inexcusable. I don't think that it's anything other than truth and reality to acknowledge those things and to say that this is the reality of what recovery is about. I should, as a senior member, if you will, do everything in my power to connect this prospect, this newcomer, this individual, this person who's struggling with somebody who is better prepared or better suited, if you will, to provide the guidance that this person needs. We're not there to hook up. We're not there to have a relationship. We're not there for any other reason but to learn how to live one day at a time, clean and sober. What else can you say on the matter, right? I wanted to take that one step further and discuss kind of my own experience here, because I think recent events certainly deserve some of this attention. I had no idea what it was to be male, to be a man. I just didn't. I grew up with 4 older sisters. My dad had no brothers. He had 3 sisters. He was the youngest of 4. No brothers. I had 4 older sisters, no brothers. I married into a family with 3 sisters and no brothers. My father-in-law has 4 sisters, no brothers. I was quite truthfully dropped into an ocean of estrogen with no male influences whatsoever. I longed for them. I certainly did. And no disrespect to those people in my life that could have, should have, maybe tried to be male influences, but certainly there was no real attempt made to recognize that deficiency in my life. Like, none of those people that I grew up with or I came up with recognized this deficiency in my life, or maybe they did and just were not prepared to offer that sort of guidance to me. That noted, in every way, I was very much left to my own devices to figure stuff out. So when I came into Alcoholics Anonymous and I got sober, I immediately recognized that deficiency, and I was quite vocal to anybody who would listen about my desire and my need to sort it out, to figure it out. Specifically because by the time I hit Alcoholics Anonymous, not only did I have a daughter, I had 2 young sons, and I did not want them to grow up with the same deficiency. I wanted every opportunity to pass on to my own sons that healthy masculinity that I did not possess at that point in time. And certainly that masculinity that had been perverted and bastardized in me by the man who molested me, Blake Morton. So I endeavored to do so and was met with some of the most wonderful men in my life I could have ever imagined. By the time I came to St. Thomas, I was surrounded by an incredible group of faithful men who endeavored to this day to do everything in their power to share with me, I will say, the beauty of the masculinity that they felt inside, what it meant to be a healthy, loyal, passionate husband, a healthy, loyal, faithful, and passionate father, and pass on those values to the young men in my life, to the young sons that I was raising, I am still raising. I wanted my sons to know the joy of holding a door for my wife. I do it to this day, of helping my wife with her jacket, doing those very small, chivalrous things that make me feel like a gentleman, make me feel good about being a husband and a father. And I don't think they should be frowned upon. I think by every stretch of the imagination, there's beauty in chivalry and being masculine, being the male to my wife's female. Not that it's the end all and be all. Certainly there's so many beautiful ways to come about, but for me, it's something that I've embraced wholly and completely, and I wanted to share that with the men in my life, those young boys. So last night, I guess Will Smith smacked somebody in the face for chirping his wife. I don't know the whole story behind it. I really don't. But I do know personally that I have lived with a woman who has multiple sclerosis for 25 years. And any one of a number of times I found myself in a position where my wife has been thoroughly and completely disrespected. And if that's what it involved, one's wife being disrespected, I get it. I totally understand that. And the only thing that's prevented me from doing similar things were my wife or my children holding onto my coat to hold me back. And I won't apologize for that. Ever. That's who I endeavor to be. And that's who I hope my children endeavor to be. If somebody willfully, purposefully chooses to be disrespectful or unattentive to my wife and the reality of her struggles, I fully support, encourage, and expect my sons, or even myself, to provide that individual with an education, however that might come about. Verbally first, hopefully, and if not, then I won't stand by while my wife's disrespected. I just won't do it. And I welcome the consequences to that end. I welcome them. It's the world we live in. To pretend that violence doesn't exist in our world is to put your head in the sand. Look around you. Look at the Ukraine. Women and children being decimated, left dead to rot in the streets. I mean, look what, look what the last 2 years has brought us. Look what's come out of the woodwork. To expect that we, live in this perfect world and that it can be impacted by passivity all the time, it's foolish. It really is. That's not the world we live in. And it's sad to say that. I wish I could report differently, but I can't. certainly there's, very toxic things about the way some men are brought up and some men are pushed into the world, and we see that daily anymore. And it's a tragedy to see that toxicity in full bloom in our world. But I think some things need to be celebrated, for whatever that's worth, man. I won't get into a long, drawn out thing here, but I hope more men step up and take the opportunity to defend the women in their lives. I hope more partners will step up and take the opportunity to defend those that they love the most. Our world is full of people like me and people who need to be defended. And those relationships should be honored, right? I know my role in my relationship, and I'm certain that there are many people like me who know what their role is in their relationship. And if you have that person in your life that's very passive, then they need to feel protected. They need to feel loved. They need to feel cared for. They need to feel that you're passionate enough to do that. I'm not sitting here encouraging violence. I'm trying to say, more than anything, know who you are, and embrace that about yourself. So for whatever that's worth, man, I hope it's worth something. It's something I need to get out of myself today. I'm going to watch it back and hopefully it makes some kind of sense. It works if we work it one day at a time, friends. I'm cheering you on and I love you guys. And by all means, drop the comments, critique the heck out of me. I welcome it. Love you guys. Take care. Bye.